Graphics and Signs, 101 East Renfro, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleburne, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleburne, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson in Cleburne, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
Oh, I'm happy for your days, yeah, the long days, but you don't have to worry, no, you don't have to worry about a thing, 'cause here's my vacation, I'm cooking all the meals, cleaning up the spilled milk, doing laundry every day, feeding the dog, sweeping the hall. Here's my vacation. I know what you're gonna say. You had a really, really, really tough day, so your dinner's on the stove, and I'm just folding clothes. The house is nice and clean, and the kids are finally asleep. Don't you worry, I know you don't worry about me, 'cause I'm on vacation. I'm cooking all the meals, cleaning up the spilled milk, doing laundry every day, feeding the dog, I know somewhere in your mind you think I just sit around eating bonbons every day, soaking up the sun's rays. My life is one big vacation when I'm cooking all the meals, cleaning up the spilled milk, doing laundry every day, feeding the dog, sweeping the hall, bathing the kids, scrubbing the tub, mopping the floor, washing the cars. Oh, don't you worry, oh, I'm not complaining, 'cause I'm on vacation. Oh, yeah, I'm on vacation. Oh, I should have went and had my... Texas pride, Texas grown, from the dirt to our home, no matter the weather, we do it together. Feed our hearts, feed our souls, we are young, we are old, for love and laughter, it's all we're after. From dusk till dawn, you can hear our songs playing over the radio. And on any night, you just might fall in love on a dance floor, dancing to a Texas song. Taste of love, taste of wine, from our hearts, from the vine. Stories live forever, 'cause we do it together. Yeah, from dusk till dawn, you can hear our songs playing over the radio. And on any night, you just might fall in love on a dance floor, dancing to a Texas song. Texas pride, we are strong. Through the storms we carry on. From dusk till dawn, you can hear our songs playing over the radio. And on any night, you just might fall in love on a dance floor, dancing to a Texas song, dancing to a Texas song. Hiding in the back of this bar, in a dark corner with my guitar, feeling the blues dragging me down to a lonely, cold, bitter ground. Or maybe I've gone crazy. Well, if crazy is a place where I'm missing you, where Can't tell if it's the tears or the booze. I'm drinking my heartache away. It paints a smile on all those who say that maybe I've gone crazy. Well, if crazy is a place where I'm missing you, where I miss kissing you, then I've gone crazy. Yeah. Well, if crazy is a place where I can still hold you, where I can still love you, then I've gone crazy. Yeah. You're gone, I've gone crazy. Not sure how many shots I can take. Captain Morgan is calling me by name. Bartender, maybe one last shot will run. The captain's cute and I'm growing up. Or maybe I've gone crazy. Yeah. Well, if crazy is a place where I'm missing you, where I miss kissing you, then I've gone crazy. Well, if crazy is a place where I can still hold you, where I can still love you, then I've gone crazy. Yeah. You're gone, I've gone crazy. You're gone, I've gone friend, you make me smile. Even if I only have you for a while. Extend your open heart. You trusted and you let me in from the start. Whoa, friend. Danced your way into my life. From across the room I could see your eyes, stunning blue. You have this way of telling the truth, never sounding like you're singing the blues. It's a gift, friend. Friend, your heart's on fire. It's glowing all around me. You never seem to tire. Yeah, it's the farthest from my mind. I will focus on our dreams and the good times. Whoa, friend. Danced your way into my life. From across the room I could see your eyes, stunning blue. You have this way of telling the truth, never sounding like you're singing the blues. It's a gift, friend. Stop the ticking clock. I don't wanna miss our time to just sit and talk. Let's pretend you'll never go, and together we can still be here to help each other grow. Whoa, friend, danced your way into my life. From across the room I could see your eyes, stunning blue. You have this way of telling the truth, never sounding like you're singing the blues. It's a gift, friend. It's a gift, friend.
Hey, good morning, Johnson County, Texas. This is JoCo Vibes. Oh, I can't hear. I'm unplugged. I'm unplugged. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Tiffany Carlin with Nona Reed here on JoCo Vibes. It's Tuesday. Talk About It Tuesday edition. And I'm sorry, I'm a little sick this morning. So I'm not sick, but I have like a cold, allergies, whatever is going on. So anyway, a little nasally here with Nona Collins Reed. Good morning, Nona.
Good morning.
I-
Hopefully you can hear me.
I'm gonna say, I honestly, this was one of those mornings where I really wanted to go back to bed. I didn't sleep great last night. I had some crazy weird nightmare, and so yeah, I really just wanted to go back to bed. But
I can feel you.
I was on mom duty, double mom duty, and Todd's still not feeling well, so he was in bed, and I'm in my lumberjack outfit.
You look cute.
Oh, well, that's all right. Mackenzie, that's what Mackenzie calls it, because I'll wear it with like the matching flannel, and she's like, "Mom, you totally look like a lumberjack." I'm like, okay, whatever.
Whatever.
Man, I think I'm also coming off of a high from yesterday from the
Oh my
leadership
gosh,
conference.
That was so awesome.
The Project U leadership conference yesterday here in Burleson was amazing. And for anybody who hasn't been a part of it, last year it was virtual. This year it was in person. And we were honored to be one of their sponsors, along with many others that did great things. First of all, First Baptist Church Burleson was the sponsor for the location. Family Toyota was a sponsor as well, and many others. Moon Tower Pizza and the Chamber of Commerce partnered in the planning and everything with them, so that was really good. But Pathway Church, of course, was a sponsor in Texas Health Medical Associates, the retail coach, and the Rim provided the food, and Doughboy Donuts was there for
a presentation, and we got a donut
and
at
a donut,
the break.
which I didn't need. Sorry.
Well, we didn't need
We
it.
could have just. I couldn't even eat the whole thing.
I ate the whole thing.
You did? I couldn't do
had
it.
The Oreo.
I couldn't do it.
I enjoyed every bit of it.
I think I have that.
I probably shouldn't have had the whole thing.
Do I have that sweater? Or did I give that to you?
You might have given this sweater to me.
I was like, I think I have the same one. Anyway, it was such an amazing day. There were several other sponsors that sponsored the speakers as well. And we're just going to kind of give you a recap of it because it was so powerful. If you're a note taker, I'm a total note taker.
Me too.
And I have pages full of notes from these
And
speakers.
I left mine on the desk out there.
Did you?
I'll
Oh
go get
man,
it here in a minute.
I brought it in here. I wanted to bring it in because I wanted to just touch on some really massive takeaways.
We'll
from
definitely
each
want to give
one.
our shout out to Drew and Alex
Oh,
and
Joni
Joni.
with the Burleson
My
EDC.
gosh, they did such a great job.
They really did, and
They did a great job.
super smart in hiring Moxie Concepts, Megan Gerald, to manage the whole event and program, and they did such a great job, and they always do a great job with all of the events that they do. So I mean, it just, and the Chamber of Commerce, of course, all the wonderful ladies that are a part of that were there and helped out with the whole program too. I mean, it was just really, it was just a really, really good day. Lunch was fantastic, but again, it was really about the leadership learning and the growth from that, and the speakers just knocked it out of the park. PJ Fleck, if you do not know who Coach PJ Fleck is, he is the coach of the University of Minnesota Gophers. Go Gophers. That's one of my husband's favorite teams. My husband's from Minnesota. And actually, I had my sweatshirt on when I went home last night because it's one of my lounging sweatshirts. Is Todd's really old Gophers sweatshirt. So I took a picture of it this morning because I'm gonna tweet it to PJ and go, I wish I brought this with me because I would have, held it up and like, man, sign it for me, But he's unbelievable. I mean, I got really fired up from his talk.
Yes.
And before I even left, actually, but I think it was before he even got off the stage, I had already gone to Amazon and ordered 2 copies of his book, Row the Boat. So we'll talk about that a little bit here in a few minutes. But it is Wellness Wednesday. It's cold outside. It is 25 degrees and the wind chill is even lower. It doesn't seem crazy bad to me, considering I was just in negative 25 up in Minnesota, but it is cold out there. Just some tips for being in the car. Make sure you have a blanket. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have an ice scraper. Make sure you have food. And I say that because people break down on the side of the road in weather like this and cold like this, and you need to have those items with
Right.
you. Water is so important to have even when it's cold out. So make sure you have safety items that are in your vehicle. You can purchase a whole safety packet for your vehicle, and I'm not talking just jumper cables and stuff like that. I'm talking about just a health safety pack,
Right.
and then flares and stuff like that. And then make sure your phone's charged up.
Charged.
I will say I finally broke down and bought a wireless phone charger again, so I didn't have to keep asking you every time we're together, do you have your charger with you? So I brought one, and that's one of those things that you want to make sure you have with you as well. So just make sure you have all the necessary items. Gloves, hat, super important. Gloves, super important, because as it gets closer and closer, I mean, we're below freezing right now. It doesn't take long for hypothermia to hit
Right.
into certain parts of your bodies, especially your expenditures. Is that what you call them? Expenditures?
I think so.
Extenders? I don't know. But so just things to think about. And it's already sleeting. So, I mean, I had issues with my windshield because I warmed up the car before I went and took Maximus to school, but then I didn't warm it up before I left just now.
Oh.
And I put my windshield wipers on. And then, of course, I had a sheet of ice on my windshield.
I did stop. I didn't warm up my car, and I was talking to Haley because she went back to Stephenville for tonight and was coming back because they're going out of town this weekend. And I was like, oh, it's not bad. And then I was like, oh, listen to the sheet of ice on my car.
Yeah.
And so I got up to the hill before I pulled out onto the road, and I was like, okay. And I scraped
extremities.
It actually scraped
you.
really easy, but still, I mean, it was there. It was there.
Good morning, Christina. Somebody has a brain for us this morning. Extremities. What did I say? Expenditures. That's what I said.
Well, I think you.
I said expenditures.
You also said extenders too.
But I was joking with that. Part.
Oh, okay.
But it's extremities.
And the Owl's Nest says, "Good morning, girls."
Good morning, Owl's Nest. I don't know why I can't see their comment.
This is, yeah.
So strange.
I think it came from Facebook.
No, that's an old comment.
How did
It's from the last show?
it didn't know? It just popped up. Nope. No, they're watching us.
I don't know. It's not coming up on mine. Strange.
Well, unless this thing's acting weirdo.
I don't know.
But all that right there is from me. I need to delete some of that stuff.
Okay.
So.
Oh, all right. Anyway, yeah. So just be prepared, and warm packs for your hands. Not saying anybody's going to break down, but it does happen.
It does happen.
And just be prepared. So sleet's already happening. I'll be curious to see if it goes more and more. You're hot. Gosh, what's wrong with you?
Well, I'm having some tea.
Oh, okay.
Some hot tea.
Well, I'm having
Hot
coffee,
tea?
so I'm not getting hot. But so we're a day behind because we were at Project U,
Yes.
growing and learning.
So
Yesterday
good.
we
Sorry.
missed.
It was so good.
Yeah, we
It
didn't.
really was.
I know it really was. It can't stop talking about it. We didn't, obviously weren't on air to talk about the focus word
focus.
of the week, and the focus word of the week is authority. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. 2 Corinthians 10:5. And so where's the tip? Where's the tip of the week? The tip that goes with that. Hang on. Focus tip. This week, when you start to feel even the slightest tinge of uncertainty, whisper the word authority and stand firm in his love. Does that not just go along with
Yes.
everything we heard yesterday?
Yes, 100%. That is crazy. I know. That's how I was like,
I know.
Oh my gosh, that hit the nail, the nail on the head. Right, the head on the nail.
You hit the nail on the head.
We are not doing. Remember, one of them was talking about how his was it Peck that said that no, or who was it was saying they would always, their manager or somebody would always say the wrong thing, like a saying.
Oh yes,
and they would always say the wrong thing. I can't remember who it was.
It was
the comedian?
Oh my gosh, the brother.
Yeah, we were.
Or was
supposed
it
to
Lucas?
Gosh, I
can't remember if it was Lucas or if it was. So let me just talk about these speakers. So Lucas Ramirez, he was the first speaker, and he was talking about being forward thinking. We fall and rise, and we have to fall and rise together. It has to be a we factor. So the power of we. And it's so interesting he used that term because Tamara does, my sister Tamara does an annual women's event during Women's History Month. And it's, the first one was called Power of We. Yeah. So it was just interesting that he threw that out there. So yeah, he was great. So I'll come back to him. Yeah. Lori Vincent, she also spoke, and she spoke on marketing. She gave some amazing marketing.
Oh my gosh, she did.
Statistics, information, tips on how to grow your organization the right way in today's climate, because things have changed. And
she put that out there on showing you how it's changed even in a couple years.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Drew Myers. We're going to go to break really quick, but Drew Myers was a speaker, if you remember him, here on the station. So stay with us. We'll be back after the break. Very quick break. It's a 2-minute commercial break to talk about the rest of the speakers, Project U, and the local elections. We'll be right back.
Abnormal realities.
I love my mom.
Yep. She sent me a message.
My mom did?
Yeah, Wednesday night. And she invited me over tomorrow night to watch Titanic and share a bowl of popcorn. And I accepted.
You did?
Yep.
That'd be fun.
And she calls it Chaps Only Night. Every Saturday night.
Look.
Miss Dixie,
look,
how you doing? He said, it's my mom, bro. All right, it's my mom.
I want to hear the answer to the Titanic and popcorn. Go ahead, Mom. What's up?
Oh!
Hi, boys. I just wanted to ask Rocky if he wanted butter on that popcorn or not.
I would rather have the butter somewhere else, but if popcorn's the only place I can have it, I'll take it.
Jeez,
hey,
dude.
Nobody says I can't roll around in it for a little bit.
All right, Mom.
That is
love
my
you.
girl. I love you,
Mom.
Dixie.
Abnormal realities.
My mom, love you.
Dixie.
Bye, I love you too.
With Ron and Rocky. Weekdays, 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. on JoCo Community Radio.
Holy crap.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
I would like to personally invite you out to the Blue Family Fund Casino Night. An evening of all your favorite casino games, next level auction items, great music, and an open bar. February 26th, 7 p.m. at the beautiful TX Whiskey Ranch in Fort Worth, Texas. All proceeds from the evening will benefit families of first responders. You need to get your tickets today at bluefamilyfund.org.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the second half of JoCo Vibes here on JoCo Community Radio. I'm Tiffany Carlin with the Nona Collins Reed. Good morning, everyone. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you for joining us. Welcome. JoCo Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen on the radio, go to tuneinjoco.com and download the free app. We are streaming live simultaneously at YouTube. It's JoCo Community Radio when you put it into the C for channel, LinkedIn as well, and also on Twitter. All of our shows can also be found on any one of your favorite podcast platforms such as Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, and Spreaker. Check out our lineup and more on JoCoCommunityRadio.com. Thanks for tuning in. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. That's right. Storms are happening. They're happening now.
Yeah.
Hail
Happened.
is happening. It hit Carrollton just a couple of nights ago. And when that happens, you've got to have someone who can help you advocate with your own insurance company, because that's right, 99% of the time, they do not want to pay the full amount of the claim. You've got to have someone who can help you. Nona Collins Reed is your local Texas sales representative for Patriot Claims. Reach out to her. Get her in your corner before the next storm hits. Call toll-free 844-TEX-HAIL. That's 844-TEX-HAIL, 839-4245. Get her in your corner before the next storm hits. Thanks again for joining us, guys. We really appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for any one of our shows, a partner, please reach out to us. We build packages that they're all based on your budget. We're here to make this easy and affordable for local small businesses as well as the bigger businesses too. And so we work with your budget and your needs, your target market, what your message is, and what your goal is at the end of the day. We're here for you and want to help. So you can reach out to us through Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or you can email me directly at jo.co. That's joco.co at JoCoCommunityRadio.com. Are you laughing at me because I'm messing up my own thing? Anyway, so excuse me, back to the speakers from yesterday. Drew Myers was the last one I was talking about. Was so glad to get a hug from him and hear him speak. He's written the chocolate and tacos diet book.
Yes, tacos and chocolate
and
diet,
I've got
right?
a signed copy we're going to be giving away next week. I've got an extra copy that we're going to be giving away. And for those of you who remember, he was a show host here on Monday mornings for quite a while, and then he's had so much going on with the new book and touring and speaking. So, he may come back one day, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. And then what?
I just remember it was Andrew. I mean, it was David, not Andrew.
Right. So Andrew Tarvin was supposed to be one of the speakers, and he is the CEO of Humor That Works. It's a leadership development company that teaches professionals how to use humor to achieve better business results. And he comes out of New York.
Yes.
And so because it was humor, when he was introduced yesterday, I'm sure I'm not the only one.
I know, because I
Right.
was one too.
Because it was humor. We thought when he was introduced that the way he was introduced was like a part of the shtick.
Right.
So they said, well, so sorry, Andrew couldn't make it last minute. His brother David is stepping in for him. He's a professor at A&M. And so he comes out and he's kind of, no offense, David, if you're listening.
Completely opposite.
Yeah, Bo, he looked like
looks
a
like a
total
professor.
nerd, like a nerdy professor. And so you just totally thought it was part of the shtick. Like he's like, oh, I couldn't be here.
Andrew has short hair. David has really long hair.
Yeah.
So they look complete opposite. So we thought it was.
I thought it was a wig.
I did
joking.
too.
I did
too.
I just thought it was. I thought it was totally part of the shtick. I really, really did. I felt like really.
But he was great.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't. It was actually his brother, by the way.
Yeah, and he is, and he is a professor at A&M, and he teaches public speaking, and he engages with his students with just from this straight place of humor, but then also, like he, instead of saying Aristotle, he kept saying Aristotle. I think is what he was saying.
And then he was talking about how, those sayings, like I said, hit the nail on the head. He's also the one that says,
him, yeah.
It's not rocket surgery,
right,
instead of rocket science.
He was talking about a former employer,
and so the group, the former employer used to say it, so all the employees kind of got together and come up with these sayings, and like it was used the KISS method, keep it short and stupid,
right?
Instead of going short
like
and
that's
simple,
right?
Yeah. So it was funny.
Man, I mean, it was just powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, really powerful. And I mean, the triangle, the whole thing is just really cool. And just, I mean, it was just amazing. I left feeling very empowered. And then, of course, after David Tarvin spoke, Jessica Rector, she nailed it at the end with Blaze Your Brain.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just an incredible lineup. But I don't want to downplay any one speaker, but Jessica, I've heard before. I had never heard PJ Fleck. I didn't actually know he was a speaker as well. And I'm going to say he was probably my favorite.
And see, I like David.
I mean, I like David too. Look at my notes. I liked all three of them.
I mean, they were good, but you're always going to have that favorite.
There was takeaways.
All our opinions are going to be different.
Yeah, there was takeaways from everything. You know what I liked about Dave? One of the things that he left me with at the end on the brain was the knock knock leadership.
Yes.
And Google it. Google knock knock leadership. And so part of that is that they would go into meetings and start. It's an execute faster gamification, right? So you gamify certain tasks, and this is one way to do it. The knock knock leadership it's not a game, but it's this kind of humorous way to do it. Excuse me. And so executives would come in and start a meeting with their team with a knock knock joke. Do you remember this whole part? Yeah. And then he started throwing out like a whole bunch of knock knock jokes that were, and they're so dad joke-ish.
Oh,
but
100%.
how could you not like start off a knock knock joke in a meeting where
total break of ice,
right? Like,
yeah.
And then everybody's like,
am I in the right meeting?
Is this our boss? Like what's up? So it's a very, very smart, strategic way to break the ice with your team members and your coworkers to get them to open up and feel more comfortable. And he gave several examples, of where that changes. And he talks about humor being a mindset. It's also a strategy, but it is a mindset, and it's a mindset that you can use as a strategy. And he talked about the competence model, which is you start out unconscious incompetence is where you think, and then you grow into unconscious competence. So that's that. Like I took 6 years of Spanish, and it's a use it or lose it type of thing.
Right.
And so I wasn't using it all the time. And so I lost most of it, but I didn't have that confidence that he moved into, to where all of a sudden he came down in the morning and he was completely telling his mom a story and didn't even realize he was speaking
in Spanish. But wasn't it his host parents?
Was it his host parents?
I
Yeah,
think
it was his host
parents that were Spanish.
Yes. Sorry,
And
host parents.
yeah, and he came down and was telling a dream, and all of a sudden he was telling this dream in Spanish without even thinking about it. And she's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Do you realize you're speaking to us in
And so
Spanish?"
it
And
was
he's like, "No."
unconscious competence.
Uh-huh.
He didn't even realize how confident he was, unconscious of the fact that he really was that competent at
Right.
speaking Spanish.
Mhm.
And so it's just there's so much here. There's just so
Oh my
much to break
gosh.
down.
Yeah.
I actually asked
I
him if he
learned a
would
lot.
I asked him if he would send me his slides, and I think he's going to.
Oh,
So
awesome.
that would be really cool. Another part that really stuck out with him was the importance of emotional intelligence versus it's EQ versus IQ.
Mhm.
And so 71% of employers believe EQ is more important than IQ, and then 90% believe the other way. So they haven't shifted that understanding yet
Mhm.
of what that does.
Right.
And then lead further, this was okay. So he told such a cool story. And reading my notes here now, I remember what that story was. He told a story about how he was when he was in school and taking public speaking. That the first time he had to get up in front of the class, he started talking and then he farted.
Yes.
And instead of just keep going, he stopped and went,
I tooted.
oops, I farted. And everybody, of course, is laughing. And he's like, I'm done. Like, I'll never public speak ever again. And his teacher said, okay, David, you can sit down now. And then he said, okay, I just want to tell you that that was the best thing that could ever have happened to you, because you can go nowhere but up from here.
And
then you set the standard for the rest of the class now, because you
they could
farted.
only go up.
Everybody can only go up from here. And so it set this whole standard for him now as a professor to, that it's okay.
I would love to sit in his class.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay to mess up. And that when that does happen, it reduces status differentials because we're not perfect.
We all toot.
We all toot. Some people claim that they do not.
Yeah.
I'm not mentioning any names, but I do know some people who say that they don't even, and they won't even talk about, pooping. I'm like, okay, we all do it. It's all right. But whatever, privacy issues, everybody has it. But it helps to that humor part of it, and knowing that you can mess up in front of other people, and that you can only get better from there.
Right.
I mean, really, again, but that's mindset too. And that's attitude.
Right.
I call it what if upping. And
Right.
it's from a book that we've talked about before that what if it all goes right is the name of the book. If you want to look it up, you can get it on Amazon. And it's just kind of all of that mindset. So it's okay to fall off the chair, or, while you're doing something. It's okay to make an ass out of yourself.
Yeah.
You can regroup.
Uh-huh.
You can get better from there. I
That's
mean,
right.
it happens all the time. It just happens all the time. And so again, the last thing was being a yes and person versus a yes but person. And but there's positive.
You still need a yes but.
You do.
Yes. But
There's
yes
positive.
but.
There's positives to both of those attributes. And so
Yes.
I highly recommend looking into David Tarvin and Andrew Tarvin, and Google them. Andrew's got a TEDx talk. I have not gone and watched it yet because we didn't see him yesterday. We saw David.
No.
So super, super cool. Christina says, story of my life from the bottom up. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I've talked about it before. I have really, really bad stage fright.
Me too.
And which is honestly why I don't perform publicly that much singing, because it's debilitating sometimes.
Yeah.
And but I said yes anyway, and sang in Nashville. And I locked eyes with my uncle who was in the crowd, and I lost it. Like, I was singing gibberish, and I knew I was singing gibberish. And then
it was your new song you wrote.
No, well, I mean, they were all new songs, but
No, I'm just joking. You were writing it as you were up on stage.
yeah, I wish, right? No, I mean, I went into full on stage fright mode and was singing gibberish, and I knew I was singing gibberish. And then at the same time, you're thinking about what you're supposed to be doing and then thinking about what's going on. And I was trying to regroup. And I had kept, I had lyrics on a stand in front of me, and thank God. So I just kind of like, you almost get to a point where you're gonna pass out.
That's how I felt yesterday
Really?
when I had to get up and introduce myself.
Oh, okay. So we'll talk about that. So anyway, so you know, I think we've all been there. I mean, probably not to the point of my stage fright, but other ones, pass out. From it. Carly Simon has horrific stage fright as
Yes.
well.
I've seen her interview.
Yeah, it's a debilitating problem. So, but I still work at it. I still say yes and do it. It's been a while,
One of
but
them
hello, the
talked about
pandemic.
that. Practicing and doing it is how you can overcome.
Yes,
I can't remember who it was.
It was Jessica Rector.
Yes,
she talked about that.
Yes.
PJ Fleck. Oh my gosh, go follow the Gophers. He's on Twitter. He doesn't have a public page on Facebook, but he does have a Twitter. Go follow the organization in general, the Gophers organization. They do amazing things. And one of the things that he talked about is he goes, look, I'm not the most winning coach. I'm not there because I've won, mass amount of games. I'm there because I created a culture.
Right.
And that is just so powerful in itself, because he really has created a culture, and there's too much to tell about him in 10 minutes, and we have other things to talk about. But row the boat, get the book, because that will just kind of help you start on the journey with and I'll share my notes, not the way they're on here, because I ran out of room and I had to like write arrows and point to stuff, and it was before I realized that there was extra note pages in the back. So I but I kind of like doing this anyway.
I do too. I like it all in one section.
It's kind of like a
Mine
map.
looks like that too.
So one of the organizations he has with his players, I will tell you about this, is called HERE, HERE, and it's helping end racism with education. And that is such a powerful statement in itself. We've talked about abortion and things like that, because I'm not on the same side as other people. Don't hate me for it. It doesn't matter if you like what I'm going to say or not. I am pro-choice, but it's because I'm pro-education.
So you're really pro-education.
I'm pro-education. Nobody's pro-abortion. You're pro-choice, or
There
you're
could be some.
No, nobody is pro-abortion. Nobody wants to end civilization. Think about that statement for a minute, please. Just think about that statement for a minute. But pro-education, everything begins with education. Change begins with education.
100%.
If you want things to stop because you morally think it's wrong or whatever, that the change begins with education, not shoving your finger in people's faces or standing on the side of a corner with big signs and telling people what they're doing wrong. It begins with education.
Right.
And I mean, racism education, sex education, real sex education, by the way.
Right.
Not just scare tactics and and unreality of teaching abstinence only. It's a beautiful idea, but
yeah,
we've all been
reality. Come on,
teenagers.
reality.
So, anyway, so that's just my thoughts on that. But nekton, holy cow, powerful word from PJ Fleck. Always attacking and never full. And for some people that can sound really bad, is what he was explaining, right? Like you never have enough and you're always wanting more. But the way he's looking at that is that it's not a negative thing, right? So once you achieve,
whatever
you won the green jacket,
you move up.
You won the green jacket in golf, right? You won the coveted green jacket. And he took it and he was talking about, I can't remember which specific golfer he was talking about, but how there's a picture of him where he took the green jacket when he was getting on an airplane and left it laying over the chair in the airport and was on his phone. And you would think, oh my gosh, I need to covet that jacket. And he's like, the jacket's done.
Right.
He goes, that's not what's important. He's already on to reflecting and looking on his swing and how good his swing was so he can mimic it or be even better the next time.
Right.
And so it's about wanting more, wanting better, which gives you better vision. And so cool. He talks about hype and hyper, and there's just too much here. Too much. He broke down the word family, which I loved.
Yes.
Forget about me, love yourself.
Right.
Man.
No, I thought it was I love you. Something.
Is that it?
Yeah,
I wrote it down wrong.
I
would look how fast I was writing though. I mean, I just couldn't. You find it because I want to have it. I want to say it right.
Family. Let me find it on my notes because I know I put it down. Give me a second. I'll look for.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Forget about me. I love you.
I love you. Okay. See, I did it wrong. Well, I love you and love yourself. Actually, I like both of them because it does really work. You have to love yourself before you can. If you don't love yourself, it's really hard to lift other people up and to love others properly. So, anyway, so many things here. He talked about there's only 3 ways to avoid critics: say, do, and be nothing. Just don't respond.
Right.
Don't react.
Yeah.
Responding is an internal thing and reacting is an external.
If you respond, you're going to get something back from them.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't
Absolutely.
respond, eventually they're just going to they're going to drop it.
Which does help you become part of the change, an example of change. We've all been there. It's really hard to not respond and not react sometimes.
Isn't that true?
I'll tell you, I'm getting better at it. It's been something that I've been focusing on. He talks about that as a head football coach. They're tearing him up on social media before the game's even over. He goes, and they're writing on his wall or tweeting him or whatever. He goes, remove the negative comments. It's your page.
Right.
Remove the negative comments. It's your page. And if people don't like you, that's their problem. You can't sit around, worrying about what other people think all the time. It hinders you from just fulfilling your purpose and getting things done. So, man, I think that was huge for like everybody in the room because there's so much division in Burleson, Texas right now and in Johnson County. And I really, really hope that what happened yesterday becomes a huge part of
I liked the haters one too.
The change. Yeah, where's the haters one?
Haters means standing haters acronym kind of thing, having anger towards everyone reaching success.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like that one too.
That one's absolutely.
I took a picture. I'm kind of seeing that too.
I didn't write that one down. I took a picture of that one.
I took a picture too, but I did write it down because I'll tell you, a lot of this did come in helpful.
So let's talk about that.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got. Well, let's just talk about what you announced on just the other day. Did you announce it on Monday?
I think we announced it. I announced it on Monday.
You announced it on Monday, but you did it on Friday. So tell everybody what you did.
So Friday, something I've been contemplating for I've been gone from the school district for 6 years. I've joked with my husband a couple of times about, I think I'm going to run for school board, and we joke and laugh it off. And it's been really heavy on my mind. And then after we had Evelyn Brooks in, I just felt like, okay, I'm being told in nonchalant ways that I need to do this. So
wait, when you say nonchalant ways, who are you talking about?
I think God.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, yes, because we've already had that too. Look, anyone, you can believe whatever you want to. This is my truth. And if someone ever speaks their truth about me, then that's not the truth. I did this for the love of my school district, my teacher friends, my parents, and my students, and my future children. I mean, my children that are already out there, my grandchildren.
Your grandchildren,
just, I decided I need to be the change. If I'm going to sit here and I need to quit griping about what's going on in our district and not do something about it. So I put my name on the ballot for place 1 for the board of trustees. So I will be
for Burleson ISD.
It is definitely. I mean, Dr. Jemison and I've had this conversation a couple times. He knew when I talked to him yesterday. He goes, "You've told me you were going to do this a couple times." I said, "Yeah, I told you. I just didn't know when." And I just felt like really after that conversation with Evelyn,
who's running for State Board of Education,
right? District
14, which is now
part of our district now.
Right, it's all of Johnson County,
Right.
and 69% of Burleson ISD.
Right.
The remaining 29 is still in District 11, which is the Tarrant County
Right.
portion.
So I just felt like, hey, our school board is the ones that's supposed to be fighting for us. And so our teachers need to be heard, our students need to be heard, and our parents need to be heard. And our school board needs to be fighting for us. And that's what I'm going to do.
I'm really proud of you, as I have said on social media, because I know it was a very nerve-wracking thing for you.
I'm still a little nervous. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's a very nerve-wracking thing to run against an incumbent. And not that the incumbent has done anything wrong,
No.
but he has been serving for over 10 years.
Yes, since 2010, and
Since
almost all
2010.
of them have been on
Right.
before I left, and I've been gone 6 years.
And we can't shy away or tell people to shy away from running against an incumbent because someone likes the incumbent or it's their friend. If you want to serve, whether it's you want to serve your community, you want to serve your school district, yours on city council, run.
I'm hoping this brings more people out. Educators that have already, maybe retired or don't work in the school district but have kids in the district. And I want to see more people get involved after me. I don't want to be the only example. I want people to step up.
You're setting the pace. So we got less than a minute. I want to
Yes.
tell everybody the election for Burleson Board of Trustees is May 7th. We'll share more information.
We are
and
working on a lot of
she's
stuff right now.
working. You got to work on your website. You got to set up your Facebook
I've
page
got
for all
questions
that.
already.
Yep. And still, a lot of research. I'm learning a lot more just from having Evelyn on too and researching. Go to TexasEducatorsVote.com. There are so many incredible resources there for you. Highly, highly recommend that you dig in there.
Right.
And check out the JoCo Community Radio page and several groups. I've shared tons of voter information and links to where you can get to all the candidates.
And I will be putting my link out as soon as it's all set up.
Okay. And we'll talk
And that's
more.
where I want questions to go.
And we'll talk more about the voter stuff
Mhm.
tomorrow. And but get out and vote. It's still early voting until Friday.
Yes.
We've got a candidate joining us tomorrow in the second half of the show. Go out and have an amazing Wednesday. Be blessed.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.